What's up, fellas? How are we doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dude, I thought that post the Christmas event, things were gonna slow down, okay? I thought PokeMMO was gonna get more chill. I thought it was gonna be more relaxed, less stuff going on. And I've been wildly wrong so far. Maybe after the Lunar New Year events, but dude, there's so much to talk about as always today. Let's go ahead and turn my music down just a notch, and we'll talk about it. So, first things first, I wanted to do I thought about doing a dedicated video for this, but I think now it's only going to be in the stream recap and only on stream. So if you're watching this, a little bit of it, I don't feel super confident about if this means anything. So I don't want to report on something if I'm not confident-ish about it for like a full video, but I'll put it in like a stream recap with a bunch of qualifications. So let's just show you guys. Someone who wants to remain anonymous DM'd me this on Discord. They were editing their custom strings or like working with custom strings, and they found this that talks about an account box. The account box is shared between all characters on your account. You can't put strings here, which are gifts, into it, and can't transfer untradable items. I don't know if this is actually something new. I don't know if this is actually what's it called? You know, I don't know if this is actually a new mechanic or an account box, or if this is just how they function with donator status. Because if you don't know, maybe it's just like a behind the scenes mechanic. Like donator status is active on all of your characters on all of your account, if that makes sense. So maybe it's just some like back end stuff for that, or maybe it's like a new guild bank type of thing coming. I would love to see a guild bank in PokeMMO. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's interesting to say the least. That was my little reporting on it. And then secondly, someone I think it was Fong managed to find old pictures of me in PokeMMO, which I don't have any remaining old pictures of me. So I was really honored that he was able to find these on some like random Facebook group, and I'm not even in any PokeMMO Facebook groups, but he found some picture of me in one. So let's just go ahead and bring those up really quick. All right, now what's cool about these pictures, I'm barely in this one, but what's cool about this picture, like, let's blow it up, is that you get to see old PokeMMO. Like, this is PokeMMO. What I believe this is, I think that this is 2015 April Fools. That's what I think it is. In that top right-hand corner in the Team Rocket outfit without the hood covering the face, I think that's Cressman, which is an old friend of mine. I think it says Cress. I think it's Cressman. He used to wear like a Team Rocket outfit like this. I think it's Cressman. And then I think the person who's taking the picture, the blue-haired, in the middle of the photo, the blue hair and black horns, I think this is not as confident on this one. Yeah, the old UI is crazy, like the bottom right and stuff. I think it's Fudnud, who was an old CM, but I could be wrong. He used to have a similar look to this, but I think a lot of people had this look back then, so I'm not totally sure. And then to the like one tile up and then one tile right of that middle blue-haired guy, you can see me just barely. Here, let's zoom in. And everybody has Bidoofs because that was like the April Fool's joke. You can see me right here barely, but someone's Bidoof is covering me. I have a more clear picture of my character, but like, it's funny because I wear the same exact outfit today, almost. Like these bunny ears, these are the same bunny ears in this photo, but do you see how different they look? Like, they changed the vanities in this game so many times. Here, I can actually equip the same wings that I have there. Even though I'm wearing the same stuff, like these wings, look how different they are. And like I didn't have the pink afro back then, I guess, but like the hair is super different as well. Everything's super changed, just like the default visuals. Let me actually bring up the other picture now as well. All right, I'm warning you now, my character used to look my character still looks, I like looking goofy in games. Like, I feel like in MMOs it's way easier to look goofy than it is to be serious and look cool, so I just prefer to look goofy. So I'm warning you now, my character looks very, very goofy. This is me over here to the left. Back in what I think is 2015 April Fools, because Legends weren't in the game back then, so this was obviously during some sort of like joke event. But this with like the fucking midriff, dude, this character design, I don't know, is very, very funny to me. Still is. And you can see it. Let me blow it up. This is my old character design. I know it looks fucking crazy. Like a GTA stripper, dude, I would literally get like DMs from people like that thought I was a girl, like me, and I'd be like, dude, I'm trying to shiny hunt. Like, I don't know, it was a fucking good meme. the crazy outfit. But you can see, so a cool piece of history is in my clan tag, it says EBH, which was 8-Bit Heroes, which was the old team that I co-led with Joshua, who still hangs out in stream and stuff sometimes. So I don't know, this was really cool for me to see. I haven't like seen screenshots or pictures of 2015 PokeMMO in a super long time. This was super nostalgic for me and just cool to be brought up. So thanks to Fawn for finding these. I don't know, I'm amazed that he was able to find them, man. I don't even have pictures of these. How do I get BP in PokeMMO? BP is earned via a couple ways: PvP, Elite Four reruns, and red refights. You shouldn't really need BP. The main thing to keep in mind is like you literally don't need BP for anything. It's better to just like buy any items you can buy with BP, like choice bands, choice specs, choice scarf, toxic orb, etc. It's better to just buy with Pokeyen. Like if you're spending time earning BP, it's still time you could have spent earning Pokeyen, which would have been faster and easier to just buy those things. The only thing you need BP for is there's an exclusive cosmetic in the for your secret base that requires BP. That's an underknown one, a fun one. And then you need BP for special move learnings, like I think Surf Pikachu or certain like Fly Pikachu needs BP, for example. Do you need to finish the 7 islands to hunt the birds? No, you only need 8 gym badges from my understanding. Where do you find Drillbur in Unova? I'm pretty sure Drillbur is a Pheno only Pokemon. Yeah, so unfortunately, Drillbur is a Pheno only Pokemon. Same with Escavalier, which means the only way you can encounter Drillbur and Escavalier in the wild is when little clouds of like dust appear in caves. Now that's really hard to find as like a normal average player. What you want to do is you want to either join my Discord or join some sort of Discord or some sort of community that calls out Phenos. If you ever played Gen 5 Pokemon like Black and White, you saw those like shaking grass patches. That's what a Pheno is essentially. And some Pokemon are Pheno specific only, which they're the hardest Mons to get to complete your Pokedex. You should always, if you want to go for Pokedex completion, start farming Phenos as soon as possible. True, Rumel. The Lunar New Year event will most likely bring Drillbur swarms. That is super. Yeah, it's really good to watch out for like event specific swarms. 100% Rumel. Yeah, speaking of like current shinies and stuff, I'm now at 36 OT Shinies, which is pretty crazy. Still need a Chandelure for Flame Body. I have a level 1 Ponyta Flame Body if I want to use that to hatch eggs, but I usually use Chandelure because it's level 100, and I can go use it to like check swarms or check certain things as well. But 36 shiny OTs now, fellas, from Stunfisk to Blossom, 1 secret shiny, two rares. Shuckle is a rare, Rampardos is a rare. I think I only have 2 rares. But there's a bunch of stuff like in between, like Scolopede's a ×3 hunt. Anything else interesting? I mean, this was single encounter. This was single encounter. This was Mysterious Great Ball. This Solrock was single encounter. This Ponyta was single encounter. Those are all the single encounters I think I have. The Shuckle was single encounter. Yeah, a lot of cool shiny Pokemon. A bunch of them are made competitive and stuff as well. Dude, how the fuck did I forget that I have eggs to hatch? Like almost a full box. That's wild. I mean, certainly there's not a shiny in here since I've had so many shinies and so many low encounters, but I have like a full box of eggs that I forgot about. I've never done that. Wow. All right, now it's time to actually go, got the competitive golem made. That'll have its own video. Now it's time to head over to, we're going to go do the Zapdos hunt, while also, you know, passively shiny hunting. I'm going to Pattern Bush today. I've spent a lot of time at Pattern Bush and Berry Forest. I got the shiny Blossom single encounter at Berry Forest, and now we're heading over to Pattern Bush. Pattern Bush is super cool because it has Heracross, Pinsir, and then like a bunch of things like Metapod, Butterfree, Kakuna. I like a lot of those shinies. I would love, like, Metapod's a dream shiny for me. I love it so much. Pat, is it possible to catch Entei while having a Zapdos? Yes, you can catch 1 legendary per month in like each of the regions that offer them. So right now you can catch like 1 Entei in Johto this month and 1 Zapdos in Kanto, and then next month, next rotation. Good question. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a secret shiny legendary, hilariously, Cyclone. That's kind of a good shout. I don't know if it's just not I feel like it's probably possible. I haven't seen one. That'd be cool to see. There is a secret Chinese Zapdos, I'm pretty sure. A Chinese mod linked one. That's... Oh, shit. Okay, damn. I haven't seen one. That's kind of cool. Yeah, dude, how wild is that to think about? Dude, that's nuts, Oceans. The largest PokeMMO streamer on Bilibili is at like 300,000 subs or something. People don't realize how much larger the Chinese community is than like the rest of, which is why like you see them get so many like rare shinies and stuff. It's not because they're just luckier. It's because they fucking hunt more, work harder, and fucking have more players. Like it's just statistics. It's just, you know, basic math. But it's crazy to see like how huge PokeMMO is in China. It's awesome. What's the difference between uncommon and rare locations, by the way? Which is best for Corsola? I don't know which is best for Corsola off the top of my head. The really shitty answer is like the difference between uncommon and rare is gonna matter per location. But on average, rare usually means like a 5% encounter rate and uncommon is around 20%. But that's like a hard average. It's going to depend per location. Like things like the example that I always go to is Bagon, dude. So Bagon is technically a rare at Meteor Falls, but with rare, it's actually like a 20% encounter rate for Bagon / Sheldon, which is really funny when it says rare in the Pokedex. So just keep in mind those like weird outliers like that, but generally rare is like around 5%. I really wish they just showed percentages in the Pokedex. That would be a super huge like straight up quality of life benefit to be able to see like the percentage of the Pokemon spawning in the wild. Do you know the average Shegg price? I love that Shegg is becoming a term. I saw someone use this for the first time recently. Shegg to mean shiny egg. So do you know the average like price for a Shalfa is I guess what you're saying? I'm pretty sure this is a huge range cyclone, but the average Shalfa is going to cost you like 1 to 2 billion Pokeyen. Me and Young Cabbage had a friendly beef yesterday. I bet him I'll get Shining Corsola in 3 days. I really hope... Did you mistype 30? I really hope you mean 30, because 3 is insane. I don't know the rate for Corsola. If it's uncommon, let's say it's like... Let's go on the high end. Let's assume it's 30% chance for Corsola at wherever you're hunting, okay? So let's do... When you're fishing, you get around 220 encounters per hour. Let's also say you have donator status and shiny charm active the entire time, right? So let's do 24,300 rate divided by 220. That's 110 hours, and then you also have to multiply this by 3 if Corsola is 30% or so, right? So you're looking at around a 331 hour hunt for Corsola if it's 30%. And yeah, that's... So if you have 3 days to do this, straight up not possible. Now, if you have 30 days to do it, you're looking at, was it 11 hours a day of fishing? Even with a month on average. Hopefully you just get lucky, dude. Good luck to you, man. Any advice for newer content creators making PokeMMO content? I made a video about this a while back. The main thing is you need something that lets you stick out. I mean, it's really obvious and easy to say that, but like I'll give you some specific examples. And I've been saying this for years, man. There's not a channel that specifically focuses on PokeMMO Nuzlocke. That would be really cool to see. Someone like going over routes, going over strategies, and just having like runs and playthroughs of PokeMMO Nuzlocke. There's not a channel anymore. There was a channel for a while that was doing really well. PokeMMO Investments, Shadow. There's not a dedicated channel anymore that goes into covering the market. And with any MMO, like there's so much happening in a market, there's always like more content to cover. Finding a niche and yeah, being creative and finding your own thing that you can be an expert in. I think there's not a lot, but there are some PokeMMO content creators that kind of they get into they end up like doing a lot of similar content to me, which is not bad at all. And like I would never argue they're copying my content. Like just someone having a different voice than me, or someone like saying like it's so easy to have original content. But I would tell people I would encourage new content creators to go even further. Like if you're gonna do try to do different loop from 1 hours, try to do different things, just try to create new ideas. Like there are new ideas that are brought about, or like and I'll be honest, like nothing I do is like super original. Like pretty much everything I do is I have inspiration from something. So for the example, the Loot from 1 Hour series, that is inspiration from Mr. No Sleep's Loot from 10 Hour RuneScape series, or Loot from 30 hours he would do. Everything I do, like flipping I've done like from scratch videos. There's so many from scratch videos on YouTube, whether like flipping from scratch with IRL dollars or like in different games. Like a lot of what I do is taking content ideas from other games and adjusting it to the PokeMMO formula. Barrels is super original content for Pokemon. He's like the meme guy. Like there are so many like parts of PokeMMO that aren't filled, and I think a lot of PokeMMO content creators come in and kind of like do similar content to me, as opposed to if you just like stuck to a niche that you became an expert in, like you could grow, you could pass me easily. Like, I know that like I'm the biggest PokeMMO content creator right now, but I promise you in the future I will be passed. This will not always be the case, and I promise you someone will become better than me and someone will like work harder than me. It just happens, right? Which I'm honored to be like the first real stepping stone in like the PokeMMO content creation community. But just I recommend finding your own niche, be original, do something different. Don't just try to copy or do similar things as everybody else. Not that it's really copying, you get what I'm saying, right? You guys get what I'm saying. How can I get ribbons in the PokeMMO Battle Frontier? I don't know. It's one of those mechanics, one of those pieces of content that I have not delved into personally. There's just so much to do in this game that I haven't even touched certain stuff like that. There is a really good forum guide that I'm aware of that covers ribbons in PokeMMO, but I couldn't even tell you. Zapdos is so strong in OU. Let's check how Zapdos is doing. That's a great question. Currently 8% usage, 52.6% win rate, doing really solid. Timid nature, leftovers. How many games does it have? Wait, no, go back. Zapdos. Looking at 19,000, is that correct? Yeah, 19,000, almost 20,000 Zapdos games played. That's fucking wild, just in January. Dude, this is another way to like understand how big PokeMMO is. I don't think people realize how big this game is, because look at how many OU games are played in 9 days, okay? We're 9 days into January, and there has been 243,000 OU games played. That's insane. 243,000 games played in 9 days after an event season, and also 2 of those days were during the Christmas event, so people probably weren't even playing PvP then. And also, how many people even play OU PvP in PokeMMO? 10 to 20% of players, maybe. Game is fucking huge, dude. Not fucking huge. It's bigger than people realize. Should I try to catch Zapdos now? I mean, it's really up to you, man. I would say if you care about going for it for collective purposes, hell yeah, like go for it. You have like this month to do so. It's the first month of rotation. If you're doing it to sell for Pokeyen, don't do it. It's such a waste. It's super not worth it. It's horrible Pokeyen per hour, like less than 50k. Horrible Pokeyen per hour. But on average at least. But it's if you want to go for collective purposes or be able to use it in PvP, you could buy one and use it in PvP. It's up to you, but it's questionable. If you want to go for it now, those are the things to consider. Okay, so someone asked about bots in Pokemon. I've explained this a couple of times, but the reason why bots aren't a huge issue in PokeMMO is because of the inability to multi-log on one device. So if you bypass that rule by using a virtual machine as the multi-log, you like instantly get banned. It's really easy to flag that. And then if you bot in PokeMMO, you can only bot one account, like one character at a time. So you can't have like massive bot farms, which most MMOs have to deal with. Things like World of Warcraft or RuneScape, where they can have like 20 clients up at one time. That's way harder to catch and to like get all the bots and like everything like that. Versus like, if someone can only bot one account per device, why would they bot PokeMMO? If someone's botting for profit, why would they ever bot PokeMMO when they can go bot any other MMO and make way more money per hour, right? And have different clients up. No, there's no bot farm, or almost, I shouldn't say no, but very few people are botting PokeMMO for profit. Like most people who are doing it are people who are actual PokeMMO players who kind of just are dumb and made mistakes and kind of wanted to skip the grind and like stupid, right? It's actual players. That's why you see so many people on Reddit being like, oh, I was falsely banned, because they actually care about being banned because they were actual legit players probably, but they still, broke the rules. So because of that, there's just way less bots in PokeMMO. There's less bot farms and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say besides that, but yeah, that's the main thing. There's just most bots are genuine players turned idiots, as opposed to bot farms and profit makers. Do you leave Pokedex open when you PvP, or do you have so much of everything memorized by now? That's a great question. I constantly open my Pokedex when I play PvP to check base stat speeds and to check certain. Yeah, no, that's a really good 100%. Yeah, I bring up the Pokedex all the time when I remember some stuff, but even then, it's sometimes good to double check. Using the maximum amount of time you have in PvP is important. So obviously not like stalling, but you got 3 minutes. You might as well like actually use it to get, you know, make the correct decision. You don't want to speed through too much. What's the most expensive Pokemon you've seen? Probably like the first shiny Suicune, right? For like 5 bill or whatever it sold for. Probably something like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything that breaks that. I think probably the Suicune was probably the most expensive I've ever seen a Pokemon. Yeah, like 5 bill or whatever it sold for. What's the most / max IV Pokemon you've caught in the wild? I caught a like 170. Was it 174 or 176? It was a 176 EV. That was like, it was a wild caught EV at like the Route 17 in Kanto, like 5% location. It was like 3 or 4 times 31, and then like 1 times 30, and then like 1 times 26. Something like that. It was, that was the craziest catch for me, for sure. That was insane. This is a great question. I met another OG player this week and he's giving me his blue flaming skull mask now. Is this PokeMMO nepotism? Probably. But you know what? Less so nepotism, more than like, what's the word? Like being aged into something. It's PokeMMO tenure. This is what it is. Congratulations. Him giving you a blue skull is wildly generous. That shit's worth like 2 billion Pokeyen, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations. That's an incredible tenure to be given. Pat, I just found a shiny unknown. I'll give you 8 tries to guess the letter. If you guess it, you win 1 million Pokeyen. I guessed I first. Should I guess? Is this Fong? Should I guess? I should guess a letter he doesn't have yet. So I have 7 tries left. It wasn't I. U. U's a cool one. Okay, just say 7 letters. Okay, U was guess number 2 and it was incorrect. Let's go N, P, T, Z. I have what, 2 guesses left? O, and then K. That's my guesses. Good luck, good luck. Do you know if you can rebreed to re-roll the letter on a shiny unknown? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. You guessed almost all the Patrouski letters? I didn't even... That's some subconscious shit right there. I didn't even fucking realize. Oh, yeah. You can't breed unknown. True, true, true. Didn't guess it? Ah, no 1 mil. That's okay. Dude, congrats on the fucking shiny, Fawn. Hell yeah, dude. It's X? That's a cool one, dude. Thanks for doing a little game with that, man. Congratulations. X is a sick one. How egocentric of you. Dude, I mean, probably, yeah, a little bit. Subconsciously, honestly, fair critique. Okay, I'm pretty proud of this Pokedoku. 3% on Golurt, 2% on Braviary. The Volibee was a good pick. The Sableye's not that many. I'm going to cheat on for all the Hisui Pokemon because I literally just, I don't know any of them. So, but I feel pretty confident on these otherwise. All right, there's my Pokedoku for the day, fellas. Not bad, not bad. Not too shabby. At least I completed that one. I mean, I had to cheat, literally, but okay, the most voted were Spirit Tomb for Dark Ghost, Chandelure for Fire Ghost, makes sense. Gengar most for Final Evolution Ghost, makes sense. Pidgeot, a lot of Gen 1ers play this, which is understandable. I mean, I'm a Gen 5er and below. Samurott was the most picked for that. Honchkrow. I dodged a lot of the most picked. I usually like seeing the least common. This is the most interesting to me. Like Vivillon, Marowak, Alola, Bucephalon, Sableye. Okay, I kind of hate... Why does Pokedoku have, like, Charizard G-Max and shit? I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid to have, like, Mega forms and G-Max forms. And, like, having stuff like that included is kind of hilarious to me, personally. Shiny Dex, question mark, question mark. I am never going for a Shiny Dex in PokeMMO, and I don't... It's not humanly possible to go for a Shiny Dex in PokeMMO, mostly. I think it's something like... we counted at one point. It's something like 200 to 350 years of playing, like, PokeMMO 24 hours a day or some shit, or, like, 16 hours a day. We counted a while back on a stream. It is aggressively impossible to go for it. Well, unless you just got super lucky and got every shiny on like one encounter, or got like every rare, like all the, if you got all the eggs on like super low encounters, like you know, whatever, but like I don't know. Yeah, Shiny Dex is super impossible. Team Shiny Dex question mark. That's a way more plausible. That's a great question. We are super close to a Team Shiny Dex. Then we need like 10 or less Pokemon. We need like Sudowoodo. We just got like 3 or 4 last month. We got like Rotom to the team. We're pretty close. We're very, very close. Team Mister is killing it, man. What about collecting the decks like PvP Pokemon, like competitive Pokemon for each Pokemon? That's very doable. That'd be very, very cool, honestly. I don't know if I'm doing that, but I'm collecting a bunch that I care about. That's honestly a cool way. Like, if you want to do a living dex in PokeMMO, I always say, like, you should, like, living dex is very cool, but if you're going to do it, you probably need an alt account dedicated to storing the whole thing. You don't want to, like, having a living dex stored on your main account is such a waste of PC space. You need that PC space so desperately. But if you want to do it in, like, a really cool and more useful way, you could do a complete living dex of, like, all competitive Pokemon. That's, like, legit to, like, actually use them. That's pretty cool. But then it becomes complicated because you need like different variations of certain PvP mons. Like you might want like a seismic toss Chansey and like a teleport Chansey, and like you might want like certain different sets. You might want like a special defense tanked Garchomp and like an offensive choice scarf Garchomp and a life orb Garchomp. Like certain Pokemon you may want like 3 or 4 variants of, which is ridiculous, but it's true. That just gets ridiculous very quickly. Yeah, I should actually, that's a great question. I should you want to have a TM? I should 100% give my Blossom Sweet Scent. So now I can have another. I think I have like 3 Sweet Scent shiny Pokemon now, which is cool. I have like a bunch of options. Yeah, I'm honestly sick of hunting the legends as well, Park. I feel like I like going for them the first month for like completionist aspect, and then after that, like, yeah. I am excited to get Zapdos done to be done for the month, and then try to get Moltres done as quick as possible. And then I dread the day they add the next trio of legendaries in Ho-Oh or whatever region it's going to be. Yeah, speaking of like single encounter shunts in Kanto and stuff, and that being like motivation for hunting for legends, I'm probably going to move over to Berry Forest right now. Like, I would say I like this location. There's cool shinies I can get here, but a lot of the shinies I can like hunt elsewhere. So like, I still like switching up locations for like switch up the mentality, switch up the, you know, environment, right? But like Metapod I can ×5 horde. Heracross and Pinsir is actually best to repel trick over in Unova. But Execute over here in Berry Forest, unironically, this is the best spot to shiny hunt Execute in the entire game, and I really like shiny Execute, so this is probably the best, you know, spot for me to hunt legendaries that I probably should stick to a little more. Dude, Turbo, good luck to you, Ant. Ant apparently has a shiny coughing in the Safari Zone right now. Good luck to you, man. Turbo, good luck to you. No, Ants, did it run? I see the big no in chat. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's really fucking sad. Shiny coughing lost in the Safari. What even Safari Zone? I'm so sorry, man. What Safari Zone has a coughing encounter? That's like, I didn't even know that. You never want to see a Safari Zone shiny lost, man. F's in chat for sure, boys. Are you guys vertical or horizontal single encounter shunters? I love this question. I think I'm horizontal most of the time. But sometimes it depends on what device I'm playing on. I actually have like a little device. It's like a small keyboard. It's like a mini keyboard that's like wireless. It's essentially, do you know like the Xbox 360 like keyboard add-on you'd plug into the controller? It's essentially that, but you like USB plug it into your computer, and I'll use that to like shunt from a distance at times, or like hang out in bed or something, like relax sort of. And for that, it's easier to do vertical because the buttons are closer, so horizontal is more difficult on that. But like if I'm on keyboard, I'm usually a horizontal guy. I made one level 100 for the lols. It's really funny how like level 100 Pokemon just aren't that needed in PokeMMO nowadays, but like back when you played Fire Red or even like PokeMMO back in 2013, like the end game content was just leveling Mons to 100. I feel like that's what I did as a kid. Like on like original Fire Red and Leaf Green was I would just go to Victory Road and run back and forth and level Pokemon to 100, and that was like the crowning achievements post game. Okay, I love this Dug Trio, by the way. This Dug Trio is named Wild Catch because that's exactly what it is. It was a wild caught Pokemon. This is one of the most competitive ready wild caught Pokemon I've ever caught in my entire life. It's Jolly Nature, which is exactly what you want for a Dug Trio, and then it's 31 attack, 20 plus in HP, defense, and special defense, but it's 30 speed. If this was just 31 speed, this would just be like the most perfect wild caught comp ever. It'd be incredible, but I still love it. It's very, very close to being like perfection. When's it at Shiny War? Shiny War is coming up, dude. January, I think it's January 20th to 28th for Team Mister, man. I'm super excited. I'll probably participate. I'm gonna participate, but I'm gonna tell like the team up front, like, hey, I'm probably not gonna be able to go as hard as I did previously. I'm gonna try to do like 8 hours a day of shunting, but even that might be, I might do like 6 to 8 hours a day. It might not be that, like, I might not be able to do that much shunting because I just have so much stuff to do. Wedding planning, financial moves. I have Retro Pat to do daily videos on. Like, I'm gonna try to get ahead on that and like get videos scheduled for that. But like, yeah, with 2 YouTube channels doing daily videos and 4 streams. To be fair, I obviously can just stream this. I can basically just stream and do videos with the Shiny Wars. Like that's actually like taken care of for the most part. But yeah, there's a lot to figure out heading into something like that. But I'm excited. I love Shiny Wars, man. It's so fun, man. Just that the competition is so intense. That's actually a super good shout, Anime Juice. I've sold all of mine, I'm pretty sure. But if you have any Richest Charms, it's probably a good idea to sell them right now because they're pretty expensive right now, aren't they? It's probably a good idea if you have Richest Charms. I should sell my Amulet Coins. Amulet Coins are even pretty expensive, and I bought all of mine for like 16k, I think. I don't do gym runs anymore anyway. I only have 20, I guess. I have like 90 or something before, but Richest Charms should be returning with the Lunar New Year event coming up in. I think like, dude, look at how expensive this is. Holy shit. Richest Charms should be returning with the Lunar New Year event, which I think will be. I thought it was gonna be late January, but I think it'll actually be early February, because I think the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year, like rotates every year. So I think in 2024, like when is Lunar New Year 2024? I think it's like February. February 10th is where it falls on this year, so keep an eye out for that. How to prepare for Shiny Awards. You can actually do a bunch of stuff to prepare for Shiny Awards. So obviously you want to stock up on like a donator status for the week. You want to stock up on Shiny Charms. You want to fill your boxes with eggs. You can actually pre-make like as many eggs you can fit in your boxes, right? And then just hatch all the eggs during the event, and that works. You could... I think we are stopping. I think we're doing no nice follow. I think we're doing no fossils this event, I believe. I think the Shiny Wars does not allow mysterious balls, and I think it's not allowing fossils as well this time. Because it's just tough to like it's just like kind of unbalanced. I don't think what else. You can stock up on like a certain amount of materials and stuff to get into it. Is there someone to get legendary Loras without GTL? The Ho-Oh refight is how legendary Loras are brought into the game. It's a good question. Dude, I actually made a video this morning going over PokeMMO daily activities in the game, and the Ho-Oh refight was one I talked about. And I was watching, whose guide? I think it was Best Friend's guide, Roy Rogers News. Really good guide on the Ho-Oh refight. And I was shocked at how good of Pokeyen the Ho-Oh refight is. You only need like 3 Pokemon to be able to do it, and you get 3 legendary lures. It takes like 10 minutes. Once you have the 3 Pokemon, they only need like 2 times 31 or whatever. You get like 340k or something per run. Like 340k, 330k, like around 300k Pokeyen per run, and it only takes 10 minutes. And once you have the Pokemon, like it's like actually like. I think the Ho-Oh refight's really underrated right now in terms of Pokeyen per hour. Like, it's like, imagine if you could do a gym run. However, how often, do you guys know how often you can do the Ho-Oh refight? Is it once a week or once a day? Because I didn't actually know, even for the video. I was like, I hope you guys can tell me in the comments. Like, I tried to Google it. It is actually mind-blowing to me. I try to Google once a week. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. That's good to know. That makes a lot of sense. Dude, it is hard to find. I try to Google that question. It makes me sad that it's still hard to find. If I don't have a video guide on it, I feel like it's hard to find. This sounds so pretentious, as obviously, there's a bunch of great guides out there. Like the boss fight guide was. There are guides on how to do it, but I couldn't find anywhere where how often you could do it. And it wasn't like an easy Google. Like it was hard to find that piece of information, which sucked. Wait, this is blowing my mind. I've never noticed this in my entire life. So Chad is telling me that. Chat is saying that, an alpha pod. Chat's saying that a normal shiny Pokemon it looks blue, and then a secret shiny is yellow. I have never in my entire life noticed that the shiny particle effect is blue. So we're going to test that. So here's the normal shiny. Warning, this is a shiny sound, not a wild shiny. I'm just doing a little testing thing. So this is not a wild shiny, guys. But here is watch the particle. It's blue stars. Never realized that in my entire life. And then a secret shiny is yellow, apparently. Okay, let's see. 2 shinies in a row. Woo. Yeah, not a shiny. Once again, this is just... Watch it. I've never noticed this. I obviously knew the particle effect was different and you see the squares, but like... Dude, what? I have 36 OT shinies. I couldn't run from this. Fuck me. I have 36 OT shinies and I didn't know that. That is just crazy to me. How would you feel if shinies were random colors making each one unique? This is like a premise that's been brought up before, or like the idea of having like variants of colors or like variants of shinies. So for the best example is like Rapidash. Imagine if there was a Rapidash with like the gray flames, normal, right? Imagine a Rapidash with blue flames, purple flames, pink flames. Like Rapidash is a really good example of a Pokemon that could like, you could replace the color of the shiny with a bunch of different ones. It's really cool in theory. The only issue with that is, imagine if you like specifically wanted an orange flamed shiny Rapidash, that hunt now becomes fucking hell. Like, the issue is going for a specific color on a shiny would be such an insanely annoying hunt. It would just make it so ridiculous that I feel like it's not really plausible. 1,000 encounters, by the way, Pard. Oh, we're so dry, God. But yeah, I think it just makes specific hunting too ridiculous to where it's not really viable. But it's an interesting idea. I love the idea. How many encounters into Zapdos are you? That's a good question. I think around like 1,200. Not that crazy. I think it's like this number plus, essentially this number plus the 177, I think. What was my shiny before? Well, no, I guess I got Nidoran. Probably like 1,300, 13 to 1,400, something like that. I'm not that far in, honestly. The fact that you're on phase 3 for Zapdos already is wild. It is insane that I've gotten 2 shinies on the way to Zapdos. That is unbelievably lucky. I 100% agree with this, Braves. Shiny Tentacruel looks pretty good in my opinion. I think Shiny Tentacruel is actually a really good looking shiny. The issue is people don't want it and it gets like undesired because of how common it is. Even though like it looks like the aqua colors on it are very cool in my opinion. But people like stay away from it. Like I think the color, like the greenish like colors or whatever on it, like, I think it's really cool. It's not aqua. Like also like Tentacool, this like emerald green, I think that's really, really cool looking. However, it's like so common and you're so sick of seeing them that I feel like it becomes undesired, and that kind of factors in, and like overrides the actual visuals of it. Yeah, with catching Pokemon nowadays, like you actually need so many for so many different reasons, hilariously. Like you want at least one Smeargle, I would argue, for like a Soak Smeargle with Sweet Scent as well. That's really good. And then you also want a Poison Heal Toxic Orb Breloom for like consistency and survivability against alphas and stuff. And then you also want a hidden ability access catching Parasect. Obviously all of these with Spore and False Swipe, if that wasn't obvious, but Spore and False Swipe on all of these. And then you want a Parasect with Damp to be like your damp Pokemon, but also be a catcher. Yeah, you literally like to have every catching mon in like full use nowadays. You kind of need 3. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. I think it's a lot to get, but it's really cool to me that there's so many viable catching mon as opposed to just one being the best by far. What's the difference between Chansey and Blissey in PvP? It depends on what team you want to use the most. So Chansey obviously uses Eviolite. Chansey abuses Eviolite, and Eviolite Chansey is actually tankier than Leftovers Blissey. But Leftovers Blissey is better on, like, I always say, like, sand teams, because that Leftovers healing up the chip damage you'll take from your sand setters is relevant, versus, like, when you get chipped down from sand on Eviolite Chansey, it hurts it a lot more. Obviously, you can soft boil to, like, heal it back up, but it still, like, takes a turn, and it's, like, it hurts it more, right? That flat damage. Certain teams want Chansey, certain teams want Blissey. It just really depends. You can also like kind of slot in Ice Beam on Blissey, where you can't really do that on Chansey because Blissey has a decent special attack stat. Like you can go like 75. You can go Ice Beam to hit things like Gliscor for 4 times effective, or like something like that to like pressure out mons that like maybe your team's a little weak against, right? Or like Garchomp, right? If you can like get an attack off on a switch in or something like that. Or like there's a bunch of 4 times weak like Ice Mons, for example. Yeah, I'd say we can even check PvP stats. I'm pretty sure most teams run Chansey. Yeah, 17% versus what's Blissey at? Blissey's where's Blissey at? Is it that much farther down? Chansey at 17%, Blissey at 4%, right? Like that's a huge difference. Chansey is generally way better. but some teams may specifically want Blissey is just the real. So you see Glistor, Garchomp partners. Yeah, it kind of depends on the team. Dude, that's a good shout, Hector. You can get some real... Dude, if you want a competitive Chansey or Blissey, right now is a really good time to go for one. Yeah, you said you found a 30 HP, 31 defense, 31 special defense, bold alpha Blissey for like 50k. Dude, you could get alpha Chanseys and Blisseys and shit for like super cheap because they're female only. Man, you can get some really cheap. You don't really need the hidden ability, I don't think. What's the hidden ability on Blissey? Probably not even good. My guess. Yeah, for doubles, but that's not. You want natural cure. Let's check the price. Let's do, if I search up like 25 plus, these are the only stats you need. For Blissey, you want special attack probably, and it depends if you go teleport or not and how much speed you want. Chansey, relaxed Chansey with the stat. Like, this is a cheap Chansey comp for 9k, like super easily, unironically. Relaxed is fine. It's not great, but definitely usable for a new memer. Impish, I mean, totally usable. Everyone attack is funny. You could go, yeah. Wouldn't affect seismic toss, but 15k, you can get some really cheap. Like, these are super cheap, fucking, like, really good OU comps. Like, Blissey's sitting at that, like, 17% usage, or Chansey, sorry. Chansey's at that, like, 17% usage, man. Keep going on the wrong page. 17% usage, 50.6% win rate's really solid. Wait, what are these stats? Wait, this is actually crazy. Okay, I was looking at OU PvP stats. This man has played 46 games with MIENFOO, Lilligant, Leafeon, Executor, Victory Bell, and Torkoal in OU, and is at a 67% win rate. What the hell? That's insane. This guy is out here fucking pumping old Sun teams. This is actually hilarious with Eviolite MIENFOO. He is him. That is a crazy. That's so cool. I'm so glad I saw that. That is so funny. What a god, man. That guy is gigabrain. This is maybe my hottest take I've ever given. Okay, I love RuneScape so much. Okay, it's my #1 favorite game of all time. I have a maxed main account and a maxed Ultimate Iron Man. I do not like the RuneScape soundtrack. I think it's fine. I think 90% of it's not good. And like Sea Shanty 2 is like a fun little meme song, but it's not like, I don't know, it feels cheesy, you know. I know I don't like the, I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna get like hard meme. My favorite RuneScape song is Country Jig, just because it sounds so ridiculous and out of place in that game. Like no other song sounds even remotely similar to it. It's very funny to me. That's the only reason why. I know I'm not a huge RuneScape soundtrack fan, which is funny because people fucking love it. People who don't even play RuneScape love it. And I played like 20,000 hours of RuneScape and I had music off the entire time. Dude, this event season has felt so like especially long. It's crazy to think it's not over. It's crazy to think the Lunar New Year event is around the corner, man. Someone said, what's the Vanity? Do you guys want to see the stupid Vanity that I spent like hours of, it was only like 2 or 3 hours, but it was some of the most painful hours I've ever spent playing. It was my least favorite time ever playing PokeMMO. I should have not done this during the Johto release. I was already way too stressed. It's this, man. The Voltorb Flip Vanity is the most painful thing I've ever had. It's literally the hardest thing I've ever done in PokeMMO. I would rather hunt Cranidos again than play 3 hours of Voltorb Flip. I'm not joking. Give me 17 months of egg shunting over this. Just for this stupid... Okay, to be fair, it's kind of cool that it explodes, but was it worth it? I don't know. I like having it. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Whatever. It's funny. I fucking hated it. Yeah, still no Zapdos yet. The thing is, once I get Zapdos, I probably won't be single encounter in here. I'll probably be doing ×5 Dud Trio hordes. I'll shut for Dud Trio, I think, after Zapdos. Are you #1 on any game leaderboards of some kind, no matter how insignificant? I have the highest speed run in the world on a speed camera on first Forza Horizon from like 12 years ago. This is a great question. I used to be. I don't think I am anymore. I had the best. So I had the, speaking of speed runs, I had the #1 speed run for MLB 08 The Show. I was a rank 1 holder for that at one point. I have slash had, I think I lost a couple of these. I'm still #2 for MLB 08 The Show. And then for SSX Tricky, I used to have a couple ranked 2s and 3s for SSX Tricky, but I've lost a fucking lot of them. Everybody's so goddamn good at that game. I still have rank 3 for Mercury City Meltdown clean and Aloha Ice Jam clean. I have number 3. And then other than that, I don't think I have a single rank 1 in the world. Like, I mean, I guess to some weird things, I guess. I don't know. Rank 1 English speaking PokeMMO content creator. That's, yeah. I was the 74th Ultimate Iron Man in the world to max on Old School RuneScape. I was really aiming for 73 for the Bodhi joke, but I missed it. Unfortunately. But it went to someone with like a crazy meme name that super deserved it. And then, what else? Other like important leaderboard achievements. I was like rank 11 or rank 13 at one point in the world on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Headquarters, which is like a very sweaty game mode. Yeah, that's my some of my gaming achievements, I guess. Yeah. Good question. All right, but I've been live for 5 hours and 50 minutes, guys. I'm off of Charm, so I'm going to use this time while I can to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching today. It's been a banger stream. Lots of fun topics, lots of passionate rants and stuff. Thanks for watching. Like the stream if you did enjoy it. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the streams on Twitch and on YouTube Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in checking out updates on my content and just educational stuff there. And then if you want to go above and beyond, if my content has been, yeah, 100% dislike, if my content's been entertaining enough or helpful enough to, you know, and you can afford it, YouTube memberships, Twitch primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations especially help the most because those platforms take less away from you guys when you donate. Donations and above and beyond support really allow me to stay full-time, allow me to make my content. So couldn't be here without you guys watching, without all that. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.